What's up everybody, welcome back to the Chug Nerd YouTube channel. Today we are checking out probably the coolest guitar I've had on this channel since I started it back in April this year. This is the ESP LTD EX260 guitar. Let us check it out and see what it's all about. Alright, welcome back to the Chug Nerd YouTube channel everybody. My name is DJ, I'm a guitarist from the southwest of the UK. I've been playing guitar for around about 20 years or so at this point. I play in a band, my band is called HollowKin. We're a modern metal, groove metal kind of band. We play lots of heavy riffs, lots of double pedaling, lots of screamy shouty stuff with a little bit of singing sprinkled in here and there. If it sounds like your kind of vibe, there is some links down below. You're welcome to check us out and any support means the absolute world to us. We're just about to drop our first single this year and it's gonna be sick. We've got 4 singles coming out over October and November. So if you wanna check us out, any support, like I said, would mean the world to us. Anyway, shameless plug out the way, we are here to check out this guitar. This is the ESP LTD EX260 Explorer style guitar. Let's jump into a demo, see what she's all about, and from there we'll have a look at some specs and I wanna just share some thoughts about this utterly awesome guitar. Let's go. At this point in the video, I'd like to share some specifications on the guitar that we're looking at while we roll some rather beautiful B-roll. So while we're enjoying how beautiful this looks, let's see what she's made of. So this is the ESP LTD EX260 guitar. We got an amethyst body with a 3-piece maple neck and a rosewood fretboard. We got 22 frets. They're big, old, chunky nickel frets like you'd expect on an LTD guitar. We've got ESP tuners, a Tune-o-matic bridge and tailpiece. We got an ESP LH301 in the neck and the bridge with a 3-way toggle switch. We got 1 volume and 1 tone pot. It's a 6-string guitar and this one in particular was manufactured in 2008. All these specifications are being lifted from the guitarcompare.com website because I wanted to get the specific specs for this 2008 model. It doesn't mention what the neck construction is or the neck attachment construction, but I believe it is a neck through body construction. Signal chain for today's video is going to be exactly the same as every single other one of my videos that I do, so that it's accurate to compare one guitar to another. We're going to be going from the guitar, in this case the LTD EX260, into my Focusrite Scarlett Solo interface. That goes into my laptop. On my laptop I've got the Neural DSP SLO 100 plugin loaded up in GarageBand, and that is all the tones you're going to be hearing. There's a little bit of EQ just to make it sound as good as it can possibly sound, and any drums or bass that you hear, the drums are going to be coming from the Nolly Get Good Drums One Kit Wonder metal pack, and the bass is just recorded by me with a real bass into just whatever bass amp sim I can find that sounds good on GarageBand. I am not joking when I say I think this is the coolest guitar I've had on my channel since I started this channel back in like March or April, whenever I started it. This is awesome, and I am loath to let go of it, but if you're up to date with my videos and my channel, you will know that this is part of my Project Marketplace series. So if you're not sure what that is, I'll leave a link up here and you can check out what that means, or I'll put something in the cards at the end. But essentially I got this on a trade for another guitar. It was an Ibanez Geo Stealth, and I'm now going to be trading this guitar for something else that I can then review on the channel. So sadly, this isn't staying with me. I genuinely wish it was, but it isn't, and that's the rules. I'm sticking by it. So we're going to move on very shortly after this video. So I've had this now for about 1 month and I have barely put it down. It was in a bit of a sorry state when I got it. I'll run some B-roll so you can see. So it needed a good amount of love when I picked it up. It was covered in gunk and dust, and just, I don't think it had been played for many years. I think it had been hung on a wall as like a display piece, but it was an amazing guitar underneath and it just needed a bit of love, and I was more than happy to do that, knowing that it was part of the Marketplace series, so I could improve upon it and then pass it on to somebody else in exchange for another guitar. So I was really happy to do that work. Electronically, everything was sound, everything worked. It just needed a good bit of love, a bit of lube on the neck, new strings, a good setup, a good clean here and there, and just a good, like I said, just a good bit of love. And I was more than happy to give it to it. That sounded weird. Should I keep that in? I'm gonna keep it in. I think the people will know what I mean. So in the month or so that I've had this guitar, I have fallen in love with it. It's not my absolutely perfect, most ideal guitar, and I'll explain why in a moment, but I've enjoyed so much having an Explorer back in my collection again, albeit temporarily. I love Explorer guitars. I love the Explorer shape. I feel like they just fit on me better than any other guitar shape. I really enjoy playing Explorers, and this is no exception. It is a wonderful guitar to play. The two exceptions are, not too worried that it's 6-string, because I am dabbling more in 6 strings these days than I ever used to be, but the two reasons why it wouldn't be my perfect guitar is the gloss neck. It's not my kind of vibe. I am not into gloss necks at all. I find them really sticky. I get quite sweaty hands, so they get really sticky when I'm playing. I get kind of stuck and a bit of friction on the neck. Reason number 2 is it's only 24 3/4 inch scale, which for me, I'd put this down in drop A, completely doable, but it's just a little bit floppier than I'd want it to be. So if I was, it's in drop D at the moment, but if it was going to keep this, I'd put it in drop A, and it would just be that little bit too short for me. And those two things are the reasons why this wouldn't be a mainstay in my collection, but I have very much enjoyed having it whilst I've had it. Now this is an old guitar, so there's absolutely no point in me commenting on the fit and the finish, and as you might see in some of the B-roll, there's actually a couple of like old holes in the guitar that someone's drilled. I took it to my luthier Mark, shout out to Mark at Wilt's Guitar Repairs. He said it looks like there's been a MIDI pickup on here at one point, because it literally is two like perfectly in line holes that have been crudely repaired, I will say. I don't know who repaired them, but it's not the best job in the whole world. But there's two holes between the bridge pickup and the kind of Tune-o-matic bridge tailpiece on there, which I'll show in some B-roll as well. Other than that though, if we're talking just about playability, this is a dream to play, apart from the gloss neck. It is a dream to play. It's strung up with Slash signature strings at the moment, and they're fine, they're great, but it is an absolute dream to play. I love it. I love to play it. The pickups aren't amazing. If I was keeping it, I'd probably upgrade those. I don't know what to, but these are fine. They're okay. They'll do the job, and as you'll hear in some of the sound clips, they are more than capable of doing what you need them to do. But if I was going to take this into the studio or take this on stage, I'd probably want to put something a bit more beefy in there. These are just a tiny bit thin and a tiny bit kind of shrill, and they lack that kind of texture and nuance that I like in some pretty high output pickups like Invaders and Super Distortions and Fishmans, etc. Everything on this, as far as I know, is stock. The Tune-o-matic tailpiece and kind of bridge, the nut, the tuners and everything else, it's all stock and it all works perfectly well. It's a beautifully built and put together guitar, and given that it was made in 2008, it has held up amazingly. There's no fret sprout, the frets are amazing, the fretboard is wonderful, the whole guitar is just generally a joy to play and just kind of noodle on. It's great. It's got my ideal pickups and kind of tone volume setup, so you got your volume, your tone, push-pull on the tone, and a three-way toggle switch, and I way prefer a toggle switch than a blade. So really, really, really enjoy the setup and the build of this guitar. It is a tank. Another thing that's held up really, really well over the years clearly is the frets. I don't imagine, like I said, this has been played a huge amount by the previous owner, and the frets have held up amazingly well. There's nothing on them, there's no dents, no divots. They are all in really good condition. I gave them a really good polish when I was setting this back up again, and they've come up really, really nicely. No dents, nothing that would indicate that it needs refretting anytime soon. It's just got so much life left in it as it is. Electronics are all perfect, the input jack, all good, everything's good, everything works exactly as if this is brand new. Honestly, like every guitar I have on this channel, I could just keep talking about this all day. This is such a great guitar, such a joy to play, and I honestly think this is the coolest guitar I've had on the channel. If you think there's a cooler one, please let me know in the comments, but I really, really like this. Not such a fan of the gloss, but everything else about it I think is so cool. So cool, in fact, that I actually took this to a video shoot and a photo shoot that we've had in the band over the last couple of weeks, and just because I loved how this kind of looked when it was hung on me. I usually wear my guitars kind of high, but in honor of Mr. James Hetfield, I extended my straps way down, so this was kind of just hanging off me while I was playing it, and I loved it. Felt like such a badass. Honestly, I need to get an Explorer in my life, and I have been looking at the EX-1007 by LTD as well, and it looks like a beast.
Yo, DJ in editing here. Totes forgot to mention that I did a neck dive test and she passed with only the slightest drop. Nothing further to report.
I reckon that is going to do it for today's video, everybody. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of this guitar? What do you think of the Explorer shape? And do you agree with me that this is just one of the coolest guitars we've had on this channel? Let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below, and I will meet you down there and we'll mix it up and have a conversation. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. If you'd be so kind just to drop a like on the video, perhaps leave a comment and even subscribe, that would mean so much to me. In my fight against the YouTube algorithm, trying my hardest to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. Got a couple of months left to do it in, and I just hit 700 and I'm super proud that we got there, so thank you to everyone for your support. I'll catch up with you in another video very soon, everybody. Take good care until then, and I'll see you soon. In a bit.